Coming up on WUFT's First at 5, as the government shutdown continues, air travel takes a hit. Why your flights may be delayed or canceled.
How this coastal town is rebuilding after 3 back-to-back hurricanes.
And high school football playoffs kick off with a promising start. A live look at some of the action at Oak Hall. First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Enjoy these last few days of nicer weather in north central Florida. You're looking at what the UF weather team says are the feels-like temperatures for our area in a matter of days. And no, your eyes were not deceiving you. Tuesday morning, we'll see temperatures in the 20s and 30s. That's pretty cold for us up here in Florida. This is WUFT. I'm Nicole Borman.
And I'm Hayli Balgobin. We'll start seeing that major temperature drop at the start of next week. UF forecaster Aiden Wacksman is live in the weather studio, timing out when we will start to feel that Arctic chill in the air.
Arctic is the best way to describe it. This is going to be some really cool weather we're seeing. We're talking about 15 degrees below normal. This is the forecast for what your surface analysis looks like on Monday. We got this big cold front coming through, pulling in air all the way from the North Pole in northern Canada into the deep south. We're talking temperatures, low temperatures around the 30s, just really, really cool for our area for this time of year. Right now, though, it's nice out. You'll want to enjoy this heat. 81 degrees, some light winds from the south. Those winds will shift completely as that cold front starts to come around, but right now we're dealing with some really nice warmer weather. We are in the warm sector ahead of the cold front. 81 here in Gainesville at the airport, 80 in Bronson, staying in the high 70s, low 80s right now, and those low temperatures also staying warm into the evening tonight. Should be really nice out there. So again, enjoy it while it lasts, because you're going to be getting the hot cocoa out coming Tuesday and Monday next week. The rest of the evening looking nice too. Might see some patchy fog early tomorrow morning coming up. I will let you know just how cold it's going to get. It's going to be almost freezing out there.
Senators are in Washington, D.C. right now working on an agreement to reopen the government, but they are still far apart on those plans.
That's right, and in the meantime, until it gets resolved, air traffic control capacity will shrink, and those cancellations began across the country today.
Over 100 flights have been canceled in Florida today in response to the emergency order and to accommodate all the staffing shortages airports are facing. Gainesville Regional Airport is not expecting cancellations, but in the Orlando International Airport, several flights have been delayed or canceled. This is also true for Tampa International Airport, with many of the delayed flights being with Southwest Airlines.
The FAA says this order is for the safety of flyers to combat the lack of air traffic controllers who have been working without pay. As Yumis Alcindor reports, the cancellations are leaving travelers in long lines and short patience.
Day 38 of the government shutdown, and the pain is stretching on from the nation's airports to food banks across the country. Airlines have canceled hundreds of flights after the FAA ordered reductions at 40 major U.S. airports.
Hopefully, what we're going to do today is going to make sure the airspace is safer than it was as we go through this shutdown.
Today, travelers are seeing a 4% reduction in flights. Next week, that number is expected to rise to 10%. The system is straining from air traffic controller staffing shortages as they continue to work unpaid. Travelers caught in the middle of a standoff between Democrats and Republicans.
It's not fair to the country, so they need to put their differences aside and figure it out.
In the meantime, millions of Americans who get government assistance to buy food are hoping for some relief. On Thursday, a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to deliver SNAP payments in full to states by Friday. Now the administration is asking a higher court to pause that order. Though some SNAP recipients in a few states have said they received their full November payments overnight. The president continuing to blame Senate Democrats for the shutdown.
We've approved a opening up 14 times and they keep rejecting it.
Senate Democrats out with a new proposal to end the shutdown.
Leader Thune just needs to add a clean 1-year extension of the ACA tax credits to the CR so that we can immediately address rising health care costs.
Am I going to vote for this? The short answer is no.
For unpaid government workers, including some picking up food at a Florida pantry, the situation is dire.
Not about Democrat or Republican, none of that. We just need help. H-E-L-P, help. We need it. Desperately, we need it.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the longer the shutdown continues, the worse flight reductions will get. He warned that up to 20% of flights at busy U.S. airports could be cut ahead of the busy holiday season. Yamiche Alcindor, NBC News, Washington.
The back and forth on whether the Trump administration will fund SNAP benefits for the month of November has taken another turn. Administrators told governors today that it will immediately begin funding SNAP in full, while its appeal of federal judges' orders to do so makes its way through the courts. But local food banks, like Bread of the Mighty, need help now and say neighbors' impacts to these resources have significantly reduced. Rachel Sturgios, a local graduate student, discussed the pains and uncertainty of being caught in the middle.
I mean, it makes me reluctant to participate in a lot of things, especially since the things that are basically already funded by people that are paying taxes are being withheld. So kind of what's the incentive to participate?
As of 2019, the food insecurity among children in Alachua County was almost 8,000. With the current situation, this number can be expected to increase. The administration is currently appealing the federal judge's decision.
New information in Thursday's deadly shooting where Alachua County deputies shot and killed a suspect. FDLE is now investigating the shooting. Their report says Ali Isambayan made a bomb threat to a synagogue in Tallahassee Wednesday. With the help of Tallahassee PD, they tracked him down to Gainesville. Investigators say when they tried to serve a warrant, deputies saw a gun and Bayam was shot and killed. There was no bonds at the synagogue and the investigations are ongoing. The Marion County Commission is putting more money towards tourism and equestrian events. They approved several funding requests from the Tourist Development Council. Their tourism development tax set to 4%. It's an additional Florida tax that is collected on the top of the state sale tax to help support local businesses. Many events listed on your screen now were given thousands of dollars by the Marion County Commission to help support local businesses.
The Freedom Public Library is temporarily closing to move into their new expanded space. The library has been under construction for the past year to expand by 24,000 square feet. From November 26th to December 15th, the library will close to move their books into the new space. Once it is reopened, they will continue renovating. The completed project will include new study rooms, a dedicated children's area, and more seating. Coming up after the break, we are taking a look at how Cedar Key is still rebuilding 1 year after a devastating hurricane season.
I spoke with residents of Cedar Key and local business owners, and they told me about the struggles they've faced this past year. How this community has come together in hopes of rebuilding their hometown.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Last year, Cedar Key experienced 3 back-to-back hurricanes within 2 months. This came with over 6 feet of flooding, damaging a majority of homes and businesses on the island.
Now, the town is still struggling to bounce back from the storms. I spoke to locals about what they plan to do to rebuild the Cedar Key they once knew.
A little slice of paradise. Cedar Key is known for its fruitful waters.
What is it?
Black drum.
Black drum.
It's a good place to fish.
And tight-knit community.
The chief of police mowed my lawn when we first got here.
Hannah Hoffman is a well-known local.
Thank you, my dear.
For her bright pink restaurant, The Prickly Palm.
It's all female-owned and operated.
Bringing tourists in.
You said Boston?
And keeping locals happy.
Careful, it's very hot.
But on September 25th, 2024, her shop looked different.
I tried to open the door and there's just like all this stuff.
Hurricane Helene blew through.
What you envision, like extreme loss. I threw up.
Changing her life.
It was so far beyond anything I ever could have imagined.
And everyone else's on the island.
There's just no way to sugarcoat that. I mean, it was bad.
Businesses and homes.
Living that reality right now.
Marked with levels water reached.
This is the water level for Helene.
And a community still.
I've definitely taken a hit.
Trying to rebuild from the last storms. Idalia and Debbie.
No grocery store, and right now no plans for a grocery store. Post office potentially just reopened yesterday. We lost a good amount of stuff, and that we were not prepared for at all. So,
essentials lost in 3 hurricanes all within 13 months.
People will be like, what are you so scared of? And I'm like, what do you mean? What we just went through, having to redo that.
For people like Hoffman,
it knocked out walls, it ripped up flooring.
It required more.
We'd probably be better off moving on
than just new floorboards.
One of my girlfriends had said to me, she's like, so I guess we're gonna have to buy you a food truck.
She got herself a new pair of wheels.
You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. So we tried something new. Sophia.
But others on the island,
We were able to save the floor. This is the original 100-year-old floor.
Are ready to pick up from where they left off.
I mean, it's obviously a little different than before, but I kind of want it more of an open air concept. I think it'd be kind of cool in the end.
The cleanup,
we got a lot of work ahead of us.
is far from over.
It's been a community of love.
But these islanders say it's worth it.
They don't want money, they don't want recognition, they're just doing it out of the kindness of their hearts.
So that when the next storm rolls around,
if the storms get worse, you get better.
They'll be ready.
On the one-year anniversary of Hurricane Helene hitting the island, the NOAA Marine Debris Program granted a $2.9 million grant to Cedar Key to help clean up the rest of the storm debris and restore oyster reefs near the island. In the studio, Nicole Borman, WUFT News.
We have some cooler temperatures on the way. Take a look at this on Monday morning, and it's only going to get colder on Tuesday. I'll let you know more about what you can expect coming up next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
So I don't think I know a single Floridian who has a jacket that's thick enough to keep you warm in 20-degree weather. That's like something unheard of here.
Layers on layers next week, it looks like.
Yes, layers on layers. That's exactly what it's going to take to keep you warm. I mean, maybe some hot cocoa like I was talking about earlier. That might be the move on Tuesday. Let's take a look at our campus cam right now. We got some nice weather outside. For the time being, it's pretty nice and warm out there. 81 degrees, nice clear skies. It's just wonderful out there. You're going to want to enjoy the weather today because it's about to get a lot cooler. Some light winds from the south. Just really, really great outside. For the rest of the evening, those kind of conditions do continue. Early morning tomorrow, if you are out around that time, you can expect some patchy fog in the area and maybe some showers a little bit later in the day. Your low temperatures around the high 50s, low 60s for our area. Here in 59 in Gainesville, staying about 60 degrees out there in Palatka. So these are actually the warmest low temperatures we will be seeing for about the next 5 or 6 days. Maybe a little bit on Sunday too, a little bit warmer for our low temperatures, but once we get to Monday, really cool out there. You can expect some showers and storms this weekend ahead of that cold front. They're going to be scattered in nature. We're going to take a closer look at them right here as this cold front approaches. We can see some of these showers pop up around 1 in the afternoon on Sunday, but that continues all the way throughout the rest of the afternoon, all the way into Sunday as well. So both Saturday and Sunday, you can expect some scattered showers and storms ahead of this cold front and along the cold front as well. Now, once that clears out is when we can really start to see that dry air roll in. So maybe an umbrella this weekend if you plan on going out, just in case to not get caught by any of those stray showers and thunderstorms. There is a marginal risk for some severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center here in north central Florida. Possibility for some isolated damaging wind gusts. Also, some of these isolated thunderstorms could carry some really high rain rates. Just something to be aware of as you head in throughout the rest of your weekend. Can you expect some gusty winds heading into Monday of next week if you're at the bus stop, if you're getting to the car? 26-mile-an-hour winds in Cedar Key Monday morning, and we're talking about 20 to 25 miles an hour likely for the rest of us here in north central Florida. So that wind is going to add to the cold factor that we'll be seeing all the way through Monday afternoon. Those winds stay gusty before they start to die down a little bit all the way into the Monday evening hours, and then really calm down a bit more heading into Tuesday. These wind chills, this is your feels-like temperature for winter weather. 38 degrees in Gainesville Monday morning. That's cold enough, right? That cold air pulls back with the high temperature, but it returns with force on Tuesday. We're talking 28 degrees here in Gainesville, even colder for our friends to the north, 25, 26 degrees in Lake City, in parts of Bradford as well, around 27 degrees. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we see some frost advisories out there. You'll want to take plants inside. It's just going to get really, really cool out there for this time of year. These are the biggest takeaways you got. Make sure you dress in layers. You're going to need that to stay warm out there, especially if you're waiting by the bus stop. Layers definitely recommended. Might want to even try and get there a little bit later than you usually would so you don't have to stay outside for so long. bring in the plants and the pets, and warming up a little bit after this cold front. So while it is very chilly out there, at least it's only going to last for a little bit. I know Floridians, man, we like the warmer weather, but Sunday, Monday, how about that? A 23-degree dip in temperature, 16 degrees between low temperatures. Only going to get cooler on Tuesday, but you can see that warm up continue all the way throughout the rest of the week, and some nice clear skies out there. I'll have one final look at the weather coming up in about 10 minutes, but first, let's see what Kennedy has in sports.
Coming up after the break, the high school football playoffs are here, and we have an inside look at FHSAA bracketology. And speaking of playoffs, WFT's Jordyn Banks is back at Oak Hall, and they get to face their second playoff game. We'll be right back.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
This is Sports. I'm Kennedy Lerner. The high school football season is not over yet, and things are heating up with the playoffs now here. WFT's Jordyn Banks is live at Oak Hall for the Eagles' second playoff game.
The playoffs are finally near, and the Oak Hall Eagles are taking on the Christchurch Academy in the second round of the Sunshine State Athletic Association playoffs. The Eagles were currently on a 4-game losing streak before defeating Trinity Prep last week in the first round of the playoffs. This is the second round for the Eagles in the playoff matchup. Junior star Tyler Pierre is leading the team in rushing yards per game while playing both sides of the field as middle linebacker and running back. The defense for the Eagles have been a struggle in the regular season, but they have been building the momentum after the first half. If the Eagles win, they advance to the semifinals of the Sunshine State Athletic Association playoffs. Game time is at 7 p.m. here at Oak Hall. Live from Oak Hall, Jordyn Banks, WUFT Sports.
While Oak Hall goes for their second playoff win, a number of teams are about to try for their first. WFT's Sydney Esfro is live in the studio with a look at other matchups.
Though the regular season is over for high school football, many of your North Central Florida teams are in the playoffs. Let's take a look at the FHSAA brackets. Starting with Division 4A, Vanguard takes on Auburndale next week at 7. Look out for the Knights defense as they try to shut down the Bloodhounds' explosive offense. In 3A, a rematch between two district rivals. Eastside hosts South Sumter. The last time these two met was this season, with the Rams taking it in an overtime thriller. That game is at 7 next week. Moving to Division 2A, 7-seed Santa Fe travels to Clearwater to take on Calvary Christian for their first playoff game in 5 years. 6-seed Newberry is also on the road. They are taking on the Tigers in Cocoa. In District 1A, Trinity Catholic goes head-to-head against University Christian in Jacksonville. And we can't forget about Rural. Hawthorne, Williston, Chiefland all play next week as well. All of these teams are fighting for one thing, to make their way to the state championship in Miami. Live in the studio, Sydney Esfro, WUFT Sports.
It's game day eve for the Gators as they travel to Kentucky to take on the Wildcats. It's both a big game for both teams as they sit at 3-5 and are trying to become bowl eligible. This is Florida's worst 8-game start in 2017. The Gators' offensive line has had some struggles this season. The team is ranked 13th in the SEC in rushing yards per game. However, Wildcats coach Mark Stoops says DJ Lagaway still poses a threat to the Wildcats.
With DJ, he could throw the ball, he could hurt you with his legs, he buys time, and he has the strength to get the ball down the field. So they certainly can hurt you at any time.
If Kentucky coach Mark Stoops gets the win tomorrow, he will make history, breaking Bear Bryant's record for the most Kentucky wins ever against Florida. However, the Gators are slightly favored, and the Wildcats are on a 10-game home losing streak in SEC play. In fact, their last SEC win was against Florida in 2023. And don't forget, our student pregame show will get you prepared and ready for the big game tomorrow. Catch Gator Game Day on our WRUF YouTube channel at 6 p.m. Much like high school football season, the high school volleyball season is deep into the playoffs. For the Gainesville Hurricanes, they are now just one win away from a state championship. WFT's Heather McKenzie shows us the team's journey leading up to their game Friday.
We all know the end goal and everybody's bought in.
It's been a season of ups and downs for Gainesville High School, but with a record of 20-8, it might not look that way. But don't let the record fool you. This is a team that found their momentum at just the right time. They won 6 straight games, taking them to a regional championship and now the state semifinals.
I think the main thing is just getting the chance to move on from districts and be in regionals, and now getting the chance, to win regionals and go to states.
It's a full circle moment for Coach Carter Mitchell. She played for the Hurricanes under her mom the last time Gainesville won a state title in 2003. More than 2 decades later, now she's leading the program with 2 of her own daughters on the team. And together, the trio have built a volleyball family that extends beyond the court.
It's so much more than just volleyball. It's so much more than just playing on the court. It's building relationships.
Archbishop McCarthy is their opponent in the upcoming state semis, and they will not be an easy out. The Mavericks come in at 27-3 and are riding a 17-game win streak. But being underdogs in the eye of the storm is nothing new for these Hurricanes.
Every game, it could be our last game, and I just think it's so important, especially for my senior year, getting this far.
Home court advantage has been big for GHS this season, but they'll have plenty of support for this game away from home. 2 busloads of students are heading to Central Florida to try and give them that same home feeling, and hopefully an historic win. I'm Heather McKenzie, WUFT Sports.
It was all Gators in the O-Dome last night as Florida stormed past North Florida, and after losing their opener versus Arizona Monday night, a big win is what they needed. The game was so out of hand that the world's tallest teenager, 7'9", Olivier Rayoch, made his debut. But still, plenty of work to do. Florida again struggled with shots, going 6 of 32 from beyond the arc. Still, Gators win big 104-64. Going a little deeper, Alex Condon set the tone, ending the game with a double-double, 25 points and 10 rebounds. Micah Hanlockton was a force in the paint too, racking up 17 points and 13 rebounds in just 19 minutes. Thomas Hook was also a double-digit man with 12 points and 8 boards. Head coach Todd Golden said the team wants to play with intent. And finally, from women's hoops, point guard Liv Miguel had a career-high 38 points and broke the program record for points scored in a home game last night. The team improved to 2-0 with a win over Chattanooga. We're back after the break with a final look at your weather forecast.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.